Yo, what is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another episode of our Extreme Makeover My Team edition, where you guys send in your squads. I make a few simple adjustments to try to improve and help out those specific squads. So obviously I'm going to be going over 7 or 8 squads today, current gen, next gen, probably some of each of them. I personally know more about current gen, so I'll probably do more current gen squads than next gen. But remember, the big turnover is here about in a month after 250k. I feel like a lot of people are going to start playing more and more on next gen. But looking at our first squad here, which was sent in by Ivan on Twitter, says he has 450,000 MT to work with, and there's a lot to like about his squad. I like Oscar, Terry, he's blessed to get him, Danny Granger, AK-47, Kevin McHale, Rudy Fernandez, Ben Gordon, Twan, Byron Beck, and KP. So I'm not going to make a lot of adjustments here. I'm just not, because there's a lot to like about this squad, but I am going to make a couple of them. And now these are my adjustments that I would make. For example, if you had to play for 250k, what adjustments are needed? What adjustments would I make? Now, the first thing I would recommend is if you're already at 450,000 MT, you might just want to save up for Anthony Davis. That's probably the main thing I would do. And even if that's requiring you to, maybe sell a guy like Danny Granger, Oscar, downgrade maybe Ben Gordon, you might want to do that to try to get AD. But if you're against AD, you like your centers in KP and McHale, which both of them can hold it down. The way I would go might be a little unconventional, but I think this guy is so elite on current gen that I'm going to pick him up over Byron Beck. What he gives you with his Hall of Fame Showtime, his butter release, is absolutely incredible. Again, he's still on my squad, on my current squad team, and he'll probably play again in this next qualifier. So that might be the only adjustment that I make for your squad, because everywhere else I kind of do like it. Byron Beck's not terrible. There's a lot to like with him, but I think Zion Williamson is just that little bit better. This next squad here was sent in by my guy Spencer on Twitter. He is next gen and has 1.1 million MT to work with. Now, he said he is mainly on next gen and that he was going to wait for the market to crash to pick up Ben Simmons. And honestly, quite frankly, if you are on next gen and you want to pick up Ben Simmons, I'm going to let you do your thing. I'm not going to say no, because Ben Simmons on next gen is super tough. As long as you can work with him, you really can. If he fits your playstyle, make him be one of the top point guards in the game. So if you want to pick up Ben Simmons, that is absolutely fine with me. Other than that, the only other adjustments I would make, you got to keep one of Bobby Jones, Byron Beck, get rid of the other one. So if you like Byron Beck more, that's fine, keep him. I would get rid of Bobby Jones if that's the case, and then I'm going to make some adjustments, okay? The adjustments are all around adding this guy to your squad. If you want, let's say, to play in qualifiers, adding an Anthony Davis on next gen, you're safe. He is absolutely incredible. Hall of Fame Hot Zone 100, the best center in the game, and it's not particularly close. That's if you want to spend your MT. Now, if you're fine running, with your budget type of lineup, and you want to continue to do that, then you really can. I'm not going to convince you not to pick up Ben Simmons, because if you're next gen, that's really okay with me. The next adjustments, I think, is these 3 guys. I like everybody else here. You got Terry, that's a W, but these 3 guys are the 3 guys that are kind of the wink links to your squad. This next squad here was sent in by Seth on Twitter. Says he is current gen, has 120k to work with, and that he's thought about selling his pink diamond Danny Granger, is about to get Antoine Jameson. And so with all of that being said and done, here's the route I would take. If you're about to get Antoine Jameson, we're going to plug him in there. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug him in right here. You're still going to have 120k MT to work with. Honestly, I personally like Danny Granger, so that's kind of my thoughts on Danny. I think you're fine with keeping him, but if you want to get rid of Danny Granger, there are a bunch of different routes you could go. Let's say you're wanting to save a little bit of MT. One route you could go is here and pick up a guy like Rudy Fernandez. He gives you a little bit different type of player than a Danny Granger, but Rudy Fernandez is basically just as good. So if you want to take that approach, that route, you can definitely do that. Another option that I think you need to start looking into is maybe a guy, if you don't like Baron Davis, to possibly replace it. But right now you're fine. If you wanted to look into Ben Gordon, maybe even a Colin Sexton for Baron Davis, you could do that as well. But other than that, your lineup is honestly fine. If you want to replace Danny Granger, a guy I would suggest that you can, try out if you don't like Granger is a guy like Rudy Fernandez. This next squad was sent in by my guy Braden on Twitter. Says he is current gen and basically told me to build the best budget squad possible. Basically is what he told me. He has the MT, but he says he doesn't really be playing the game that competitively anyways, and he likes to kind of save a lot of his MT. So that's what we're going to try to do today, is build him the best kind of budget lineup possible with, you know, without spending that much MT. So with that being said, I'm going to try to keep it within, let's say, 100K in a sense, and really move and groove with that type of a squad. So I like Jared Jack. If you can get the Amethyst Jared Jack and Amethyst Ronnie Brewer, you're already moving in the right direction. Now, a guy that I think I would lean towards trying to get up is this Amethyst Michael Porter Jr. card. He goes for just over 1,000 MT and is absolutely ridiculous. So that's a guy that I would try to add over Jonathan Isaac, just because I think he gives you that little bit more. And once you add him, your squad is going to start coming together. Now, another guy I would try to lean towards adding, I know I've talked about him a lot, but for his price being right around that 40K price range, it's actually crazy how cheap this Rudy Fernandez is. If you could pick him up for around that price tag and move and groove with him, you're going to notice your squad definitely improving quite a bit. So this squad is still below that 100K MT mark, and you can go crazy with this squad. Another spot you might want to look to improve is that Ruby Mike Miller card. I mean, there's a lot of great budget options out there. It's just whatever kind of fits your lineup. Even if you want to go crazy and pick up a guy like Andre Kirilenko, he's not that super expensive either. So there's a lot of different ways that you could go towards building your squad. You can pick up AK, Rudy Fernandez, and MPJ for just over 100K, and I know you've got more MT than I'm going to spend. So if you make those a few simple adjustments, you're going to notice a lot more success with these guys than your previous squad. This next squad here was sent in by my guy XQ on Twitter. Says he has 15K to work with because he just spent a lot of money, or not a lot of money, he spent a lot of his MT on packs. Don't ask me why. That's the first suggestion I'm going to make to all you guys, is please do not spend any MT on packs. But he says Bosch is going to be gone soon when he does get Kevin McHale. So we're just going to plug that in right now. Make that swap for Kevin McHale being the starting center. So he is on next gen. So I like his point guards, Jamal Murray, Oscar. They can both do their thing. Okay, Cam Reddish, Danny Granger at the shooting guards. I'm fine with that. I like PG quite a bit. Granger, I like, or not Granger, PG, AK, I like a lot of what he's got going. I really, truly do. MPJ on next gen is intriguing as well. I feel like he's not talked about that much, but it's very intriguing to me on next gen. Now, the only other adjustment I would probably make, I hate DeMarcus Cousins. I've always not liked him, and I think if you sell him and can find a way to get Pink Diamond Kristaps instead, you're going to be pretty happy with the results. Now, that's my personal opinion and what I think that you would be happy with. If you haven't tried Kristaps and you might be thinking you might want to, please do it, because I think on next gen, he will be an absolute freak. This next squad here was sent in by our guy Sins on Twitter. Says he is on current gen and currently has 1.5 million MT to work with. So, I'm sorry, but if you give me that much MT, the first guy I'm adding to the squad is Galaxy Opal Anthony Davis, and I'm not thinking twice about it. He is by far and away the best player in the game, and I don't even think it's particularly close, okay? So he can stay, Jameson can stay, Reddish is going to stay, Rudy Fernandez is going to stay, Baron Davis, you will never play again because a guy like Pink Diamond Oscar Robertson is getting added to the squad. So there's really no reason for you. Honestly, you can move to the bench and hold your bench position just fine. I love Jared Jack, but give me Baron Davis over him. And then from here on, you can really do whatever you want, okay? If you don't want to spend a ton of MT, I'm not going to sit here and make you spend that. If you really wanted to go crazy, you can pick up a guy like Kristaps. But I think Wayne Embry, honestly, for the way your squad is built right now, is just fine. The only other couple adjustments that I personally would make is picking up Zion. Where's he at? Picking up my man Zion. Picking up Andre Kirilenko. And those two work together perfectly. They really truly do. I love those two together. And the last adjustment I'm going to make for you, if I'm you, is picking up PG-13. This is the squad that I personally would go crazy with. I think you can do a lot with this squad. Obviously, if you want a better center from Embry, you can definitely upgrade to a guy like Kristaps Porzingis if that fits what you're trying to do. But really, this squad you can move and groove with. Baron Davis is a guy I don't personally love. If you wanted to go with a guy like Ben Gordon, for example, I think he's a big upgrade over that Baron Davis type of card. So if you really want to upgrade your squad, this is where I would lean towards. I know it's not cheap, but hey, make use of that MT. This last squad is set in by my guy Gerver on Twitter. It says he has 1 million MT, and he's been thinking about a few guys to add to his squad. The first guy he mentioned was Oscar Robertson, and hey, you're not going to ever have me talk down upon this man with the plan. He also mentioned the idea of picking up Porzingis, and listen, man, I absolutely love that idea. He mentioned that for the backup center, 2 guys, DeAndre Ayton and Boogie Cousins. Neither of those guys I love, okay? And I don't want to kind of put a damper on things because I don't love those cards. But with the way the center position is, you might have to go somewhere. But honestly, the guy I'm going to pick up first here is Andre Kirilenko, because current gen, it just doesn't matter. This card belongs in almost every squad for the price he's going for. The backup center position is a tough one, okay? You're fine picking up DeMarcus Cousins because his price is fine. He's good for his price. I just don't love the card. I personally can't stand him, and so that's kind of my thoughts behind it. But if you pick up these 4 guys to add to your already good squad, you're going to notice a good success rate. You really, really will. I promise you that. I would be comfortable going into a competitive game with this type of a squad. Alright, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of our Extreme Makeover My Team Edition. If you didn't see your squad, make sure to comment it down below. I'll do a few more squads, maybe down below in the comments, or give some suggestions on cards I do like, as well as some other people in the comments might be able to help you out if they have some free time. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.